Trevor, what are you doing?
Telling everyone my name.
Well, can you tell everyone a little bit to the left, kiddo? You're blocking the TV.
That was a clip of Trevor, the musical, a funny and emotional off-Broadway theater production about the power of acceptance, and it's streaming now on Disney+.
The 14-year-old actor who stars in the title role is Sugar Land native Holden Hagelberger, and guess what? He is joining us now with more on this life-changing experience. Congratulations, Holden.
Thank you.
We're so happy to have you here in studio. In fact, Taylor Paige Henderson, you are BFFs with her.
Yes.
She plays the role of young Bette Midler in the brand new Hocus Pocus remake. Talk to us about your career, because you ended up on stage here at a young age. Did you ever think you would make it all the way to New York City?
No. So what got me into theater was I saw the School of Rock national tour when it came to Houston a couple years back. And, you know, seeing those kids, you know, on stage, you know, having so much fun, I was like, this is, you know, let me try it out. So there was a local community theater called Inspiration Stage. They were doing a musical version of Madagascar. And, you know, I was like, I want to audition. So I danced, I sang, and, you know, the next day the cast list came out, and when I saw my name next to Lou the Lemur, which had one line and one solo and a song, you know, I thought that was the coolest thing, and that's when I knew this is definitely something, you know, I want to pursue as a career.
That's where you got the bug, I guess.
That's where I got the bug.
At such a young age. And I think it's so great, though, when you have that spark and you realize, you know what, this is what I want to do forever. And when you're so good at it, too. So Sugarland, let's just fast forward the career. Sugarland straight to New York City. I know it wasn't straight, but straight to New York City. When you're on that stage, I mean, so many actors say, this is it. This is what I've worked my entire career for. And this happens for you at a young age.
Yeah. You know, it was just, you know, thinking about it and dreaming about, you know, being on that stage and then actually being on it. It's an entirely different ball game, you know. So I was just so happy to finally, you know, be on a New York stage. You know, finally my dream has come true. It was like all that hard work. It was finally, you know, it finally meant something.
The casting process, by the way, sounds like it was quite grueling. They auditioned more than 1,300 kids for the show and said they were looking for a purple unicorn of how unique this role was. And I know it all happened very quickly. You moved to New York City in less than 2 weeks after being cast. You survived a true New York City winter. Your mom, who's a nurse in Fort Bend County ISD, Fort Bend ISD, went to New York with you to do the show. Give us a synopsis of, I mean, not only the whirlwind of what that was like for you, because it was a lot of hard work, but tell us what the show is really about.
So the show is about a 13-year-old boy named Trevor who is in middle school, and he's just trying to be himself, and he sadly gets bullied for it. So, you know, during the show, he just learns how to be himself and how to be proud of it. And
find his people,
and
right?
Find his people, yes.
You know, and I think, listen, you're 14, I know you're homeschooled, but 14, you're trying to find yourself, right? Yes. You're trying to figure it all out. You want to be independent, but us as parents want to keep you in that bubble. There's a lot of kind of give and take happening.
Yeah.
And I think for you to be able to play this role at this age, is that meaningful for you?
Yeah, well, in middle school, I was bullied. So, I would bring things from my personal life and put them into the character. And also with building that character, I had people in the cast. I had my parents, I had my family, I had people, I had the team of the show. You know, they always made sure if you need to talk to someone, it was a very hard role. I mean, emotionally, vocally. So it was like, you know, if you ever need to talk to someone, we're here. And that was really nice. And it was really cool to, have people, if you need to talk to someone, they're there.
Holden, what's really incredible about this whole situation is that not only did you end up on stage in New York City, but Disney Plus shot this. This is streaming now on Disney Plus, so you can reach an even wider audience. I know a lot of people have been so inspired by you and playing this role. For young people out there who feel like they're alone or feel like they're totally isolated and they stumble into this and they're able to watch this program, what do you hope they take away from watching your work on stage and witnessing this story?
Yeah, I hope they could take away, don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't listen to other people's words. Just honestly be you, be fearless. And that's it.
I love it. Great advice. And by the way, to anybody that bullied him, How do you like him now?
Who's laughing now?
Who's laughing now? Trevor, I love it. There's always a story, and I think your mom and dad are here. And as parents, we want you to find that moment, and we want that moment to be in the moment that you're feeling terrible and sad. And man, here it is. It's the moment they've waited for.
Yeah.
What's next for you, Holden? Can you tell us?
Nothing right now. Just, auditioning and, hoping I get yet another phone call saying, that I booked something else.
You will absolutely be getting many, many phone calls. And I know your parents, Shani and Ronnie in studio, are very proud. Look at this. That's you, dude. That is pretty incredible.
That's
cover
awesome.
art. Trevor the Musical is streaming now exclusively on, wait for it, Disney Plus. How's that, bullies, for being a big deal? To connect with Holden, you can check out the scene on Houston Life section of our website, HoustonLife.tv. Holden Hagelberger, congrats once again, and thanks for stopping by Houston Life.
Of course. This was amazing.
Hope to see you again soon. Keep us posted
Yes,
on the next project. After the break, a look at what's coming up on the big show tomorrow.
Don't go away. Houston Life will be right back.